welcome to all. Nice to see you all again. I hope you all are studying at home. So, let us begin with the new chapter of geography, that is latitudes and longitudes. And today's video's topic is latitude. You all know about the earth, that earth is spherical in shape, and this shape is known as geoid. The globe is a small model of the earth. It seems like the three-dimensional structure of the earth. To locate any point on the globe, there are two sets of line, and these sets of line are imaginary, and these sets of line which are imaginary are known as latitudes and longitudes. The one set of circles of drawn horizontally between two poles are called parallels of latitude or parallels. They are parallel to each other. The another set of lines, it is also running from one pole to the another pole. It means from north pole to south pole, and the direction of these lines, it runs from east to west, that is meridians of longitude, and it is also known as meridian. You know children, these are vertical lines. So latitudes are horizontal lines and longitudes are vertical line. So as I told you that today's topic is about latitudes, so we are going to know more about latitude. Parallels of latitude. The equator, this equator, it is also known as the Great Circle because it is found on the mid of the earth and make the largest circle. So it divides the whole earth into two hemispheres, that is northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. And children, the equator, it represents the 0-degree latitude. It denotes as 0-degree latitude. All other latitude are parallel to each other. They are parallel to each other to the equator. From the 0-degree, it start increasing and it reaches to the pole. So it moves to the parallel to the equator. So an imaginary line encircling the earth and joining all places which have the same latitudes are called parallel of latitudes or a There are 181 lines of latitude and they are running north to south. And these lines of latitudes go on decreasing in size towards the north and south of the equator till they become the mere points at the two poles. It keeps on decreasing. It means it is the largest on the equator, and when it reaches to the poles, whether it is north pole or whether it is south pole, it keeps on decreasing. The length of the line keeps on. The axis of the earth is inclined at an angle of 66.5 degrees to the plane of its orbit. This inclination of the earth's axis helps us to mark the following important parallels on the globe. These are the Tropic of Cancer at 23.5 degrees north, Tropic of Capricorn at 23.5 degrees south, Arctic Circle at 66.5 degrees north, the Antarctic Circle at 66.5 degrees south, the equator at 0 degree, the North Pole at 90 degree and the South Pole at 90 degree south are the other important parallels on the globe. Let us move forward and know more about the heat zones of the earth. The sun, which is center of the solar system, is source of heat for all the planets. Since the earth is placed at the distance of 150 million miles away from the sun, it intercepts only a very small part of solar radiation. The amount of solar radiation intercepted by the surface of the earth is termed as the incoming of the solar radiation, or in short, insolation. The amount of heat energy from the sun received by a place helps in deciding the temperature of that place. The heat energy thus received is not uniformly distributed over the surface of the earth. Some places are very hot and some are very cold. Let us first understand why there are differences in the distribution of temperature over the surface of the earth. The two major reasons behind this are angles of the sun rays and shape of the earth. Similarly, at noon, the temperature is very high and very hot. This is because of the sun rays fall vertically on the earth, whereas the temperature is mild in the morning because the sun rays fall on the earth at an inclined angle. Same is happening in the evening also. Thus, it shows that the earth has a spherical shape, due to which the sun rays do not fall at the same angle. Let us understand with an example. Look at the light coming from the torch, which is falling on the piece of cardboard, which is placed in front of the torch. You will notice that torchlight falling on a straight surface is bright and covers a smaller area. Now, you placed a cardboard in little slanting position. You will notice that the torchlight falling on a slanted surface is less bright and covers a larger area. Same is happening when the rays of the sun fall directly on those parts that are vertically below the sun. The rays heat only a smaller area on the earth. Thus, the heat energy received by that area is also very high. Based on the difference in heat received energy at different places, the surface of the earth is divided into different heat zones, namely torrid zone, the temperate zone and the frigid zone. Let us learn more about the torrid zone. The region lying between the Tropic of Cancer 23.5 degree north and Tropic of Capricorn 23.5 degree south is known as the torrid zone. Here, the rays of the sun fall almost vertically through major parts of the year. This region forms the hottest part of the earth. Here, summers are hot and extremely hot and winters are warm. The temperate zone receives the slanting rays of the sun. So, this region receives less amount of heat as compared to the torrid zone. Temperate zone experiences warm summers and cold winters. In frigid zone, the rays of the sun fall extremely slanting, which not bring much heat even if there are longer periods of daylight. The regions falling in the frigid zone are the coldest and remain frozen for most of the year. I hope, children, this much of topic you all have understood about latitude, that what are latitudes, what the importance of latitudes, and I mean to say important lines of latitudes and the heat zones of the latitude. You all must have been thinking about that why these lines are so important. Yes, these lines are very much important because with the help of latitudes, we can find out the distance of a place from the equator. By means of latitudes, we can very easily have an idea of the temperature of a plane. By locating the latitude of a place, we can have an idea as to what type of climate it would experience. So, it has so much of importance in the climate of the earth. I hope you all have understood this much of topic, children. Thank you all. Stay safe, stay happy, and keep learning.